Primary. Brian Rooney, Jackson Republican, is a lawyer, served in the U.S. Marine Corps in Iraq, and now a pro-life worker at the Thomas More Law Center, Christian-themed not-for-profit law firm dedicated to family values. He is the grandson of Art Rooney, the founder of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and his uncle is the U.S. ambassador to Ireland. He is running against Congressman Wahlberg, former congressman. Good morning to you, Mr. Rooney. Nice to talk to you again.
Good morning, Michael Patrick. It's great to be back.
The endorsement of Joe Schwartz speaks to me and says that what I remember about Joe Schwartz is he's very popular. Whatever side of the aisle he's on, he was popular in that district, outflanked in the primary by Tim Wahlberg on the very conservative side. But as you say, and as he just alluded to, as you heard, that primary race is a lot different in that district than the general. Did it please you to get the support of Joe Schwartz in your primary run?
Since day one, Michael Patrick, I've been saying in this race that I want to unite a fractured Republican Party, and it was fractured largely by my primary opponent who challenged the sitting Republican. Now, I've tried to get beyond, and I'm going to get beyond the divisive politics of the past, and so if I'm able to appeal to the Tom Monahans of the world and the Joe Schwartzes of the world so that we can win this seat like we used to with Nick Smith of 60% of the vote, then that's what I want to do. I want to be a uniter, not a divider, and that's what I've been doing, and that's why people like Joe Schwartz and Tom Monahan have supported my candidacy.
So when Tim Wahlberg says that you should disavow Joe Schwartz's endorsement, that's not even on your radar screen.
That's silly. I'm trying to win this seat back. It's a center-right seat from someone who's a very liberal Democrat, Mark Schauer, that beat my opponent last time. And I'm looking to move this district forward so that we can get Michigan back to work and our country back on its feet.
So if you look at the scale of things, now obviously that's the challenge, though. Running in the primary is a lot different than running in the general. As you say, you call it a sort of a center-right district. But in order to get elected in the primary, you have to go way right, don't you?
No, you have to be yourself. You know, I'm a Marine veteran. I was in Iraq, and I'm a constitutional attorney. I have a special needs son that had his life saved by the best doctors in the world at the University of Michigan Mott Children's Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have real-world experiences that I believe our founding fathers wanted in their legislators and congressmen and women, and that's what I bring to the table. And you know, when people are attracted to me, a lot of times they come with their own reasons. Joe Schwartz and I are fellow veterans. You know, there's a brotherhood there, a fraternity there that, you know, people that aren't veterans may not understand. And so I'll be able to represent Vietnam veterans in this district where people that haven't walked in those shoes necessarily may not have the same, you know, input in legislation. So why someone supports me, I don't know necessarily all the reasons, but I want people to support me so that we can win this seat back for, you know, to be a more representative seat than it is right now.
Conventional wisdom indicates usually that the incumbent has a big advantage. Now, also, the same conventional wisdom says that if you're going to beat a congressman, a sitting congressman, after the first term is the time to do it. So do you think there's appetite, first of all, for a fresh face like yourself in that district? And secondly, does Tim Wahlberg, your primary opponent, have a little bit of that incumbency because he was in the seat before, even though he's not there now?
People definitely want a fresh face. They want a non-career politician, you know, person. And I'm not. I haven't made my career out of politics. I've been living in the real world, doing real world things. And you know, somebody that served their entire life working in the halls of Lansing or D.C. is not what the people want right now. And I believe that Congressman Wahlberg definitely has that. Both Congressmen Schauer and Wahlberg have been career politicians. And, you know, Congressman Schauer only won the last race by 48% to 46%. It wasn't some Obama tsunami that won that race. It was a lot of people sitting on their hands because they weren't excited about who was running on our side of the fence. And so I'm trying to bring that excitement back. I've felt it, and, you know, I see the people coming my way. And we've got a little less than a month ago now. Our commercial's going to start airing in the Lansing market starting tomorrow. And I'm real excited about where we're at in this point of the race.
I couldn't help but think about your grandfather, the late Art Rooney, when I heard about the news yesterday of George Steinbrenner passing. They were two of the most iconic owners in sports history, wouldn't you say?
They were, and it's interesting because George Steinbrenner is a fellow alum of Williams College that I went to, and he was, a larger-than-life figure, and I heard in his personal life he was a very nice man as well, and, sometimes you don't get that with celebrity types, and my grandfather was that way. He was a great man on the outside, but also, a great grandfather and a good person, to run into on the street.
That's nice to know, very nice to know, in fact, because sometimes at that level, these people seem untouchable. They seem, as I said, iconic, and when you meet them in the street and you find out that they're friendly and warm, particularly, that Pittsburgh kind of almost Midwest mentality, really is comforting. Well, good luck to you in the race, and we'll talk again soon before the primary, August 3rd. That's only 20 days away.
Thank you, Michael Patrick. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Brian Rooney, who says, hey, this is a center-right district, and if Joe Schwartz wants to support me, I'm happy to have him. And if Tom Monahan, the former owner of the Tigers, wants to support me, I'm happy to have him too. He wants to unite they say that. They want to unite the party. Maybe this will be the time we can see some uniting instead of some dividing. 35 minutes after the hour, Michael Patrick Shields.